Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Who's our next guest? Moach? All of today's guests, including Moach, standing by, Bob Marjanovich, brought to you by the Bayside Oceanfront Resort. Choose from oceanside views. Look, I'm nervous. Oh, Moach is joining us. Choose from oceanside views with spacious double, queen, or king rooms. Enjoy pet-friendly accommodations, complimentary ensuite parking, and a flexible 24-hour cancellation policy. Call them directly, 250-248-8333, or visit BaysideResortParksville.com. Okay, so Bob Marjanovich, our friend from the 1040 days, our friend going way back, Moach, he's off to Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. Right?
Yeah.
Chiefs and Eagles, a couple of Sundays from now. Bob's coverage, and it's always spectacular, will be available on the Donnie and Dolly YouTube channel, a podcast on our channel. Shows will be on Sportsnet 650. And Bob joins us now on his way to Louisiana. Moach, thanks for doing this, sir. How are you? Going to be okay?
It is Friday, right? So I figured I'd get in the mood. The other thing, too, is I don't know, you're listening to Halford and Bruff this week. I was just cracking up coming in out of the break, because they say every time Dollywell goes, it should be like a drinking game and do a shot.
Yeah.
So just right there, coming out of the break, I heard the, and I just started to laugh. So there you go. So we're getting in the mood, fellas. It's Friday.
Yeah, let's go, Fridays.
Yeah. How many years have you been working the Super Bowl?
Well, the first one was the Ravens and the Giants. I want to say this is the only one we missed was the COVID one with the Chiefs. And I missed one when my mom was sick, and she passed away a couple weeks after the Super Bowl. So I want to say this is like number 23 or 24, and probably 24 or 25 for the show, because the year that I didn't go, Bernsey and Mitch Berger still went.
What's the best Super Bowl city? Where does New Orleans rank?
New Orleans.
It is?
New Orleans. Yeah.
You're just saying that because you're going there. You're probably getting a deal somewhere.
I've always said New Orleans. Like, people are talking about Vegas. Are you kidding me? You got to pay like $30 for a Pepsi at Vegas. Yeah. I just love New Orleans. I love the history of it, the culture, the vibe. I love Bourbon Street. Last time I was there, I discovered a place called Frenchman Street, which is a really, really cool place, kind of like a couple of blocks away from Bourbon, that's not as crazy. It has some great jazz and blues clubs, a little market, food trucks. No, for me, New Orleans is the best Super Bowl city by far. And the other thing, too, everything's tight. Right? Yeah. So you don't have to take, a cab 40 minutes here or 30 minutes there. And, of course, the food and the partying. And, I love the food. Whittingham's already booked Commander's Palace and Emerald's Wine Bar. So we're looking forward to that. And, for me, it's it's New Orleans.
Remember when Vegas was cheap? You used to go there for a cheap holiday?
Not anymore.
Like a 3-day holiday. Those were the days.
Not anymore.
Yeah, like when you can eat Chinese food in a hallway for free.
Okay, all right.
Taylor, shot fired.
It was really cheap when our bosses paid for us.
Exactly.
You know what? I didn't mind Vegas back then.
It was
when
great.
The radio station would take everybody down on the junket, and we'd have these great, Dollywall remembers somewhat of Vegas, I think.
Never again.
6 a.m. sportscasts. But no, it was great. But I mean, now it's just got ridiculous. Yeah. It's so much about how much money do you have, and you just you're paying $80 US for a meal that you should be paying 50 Canadian for, right?
Yeah.
So
Crazy. It wasn't like that in the past when Elvis was doing his thing there.
The best.
Hey, I'll tell you one thing about Vegas very quickly. Donnie, you'll attest to this. Probably one of the best meals I think any of us ever had on the road.
Yeah.
Our good friend Jeremy Dodd from Able Auctions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tremendous.
It was at Stack. The name of the restaurant was Stack at the Mirage. It was amazing. I'm doing a plug here, Moach, hoping they're somehow hearing us, and maybe we'll get a free meal again. Hey, do you have Chiefs fatigue? Do you have Kansas City Chiefs fatigue?
I thought you said cheese fatigue. I was going, where are you going with that?
Well,
I don't like going.
I don't think you'll ever have cheese fatigue, Moach.
Hey, I'm not a fan of blue cheese, right? It ruins everything.
Oh, you're so wrong.
Yeah, we've had that debate before. Yes and no. I mean, from a storyline perspective, I do have a little bit of fatigue, right? I mean, we like to go down and obviously try to do a little bit of a Canadian angle sometimes, tie some things in with the CFO. It's going to be good going down and talking to the Eagles on media night. Doug Nessmeyer, Donnie, you might remember, former quarterback for the Lions. it'll be nice catching up with him. Last year we caught up with Johnny Holland, a former linebacker coach of the Lions. But I mean, the Chiefs, there's really not that much there, right? I mean, Tim Terry is their director of player personnel who won a Grey Cup with Hamilton, and he speaks fondly of the Canadian Football League. But yeah, I'm getting a little tired of Chiefs fatigue. It's how much more can we take of the Swifties and Kelsey? And, Patrick Mahomes is a great player, but like I said, the storylines are kind of getting a little bored.
Moj, I want to switch over to hockey. What did you think of the Rutherford article, the article actually, that caused so much chaos on Tuesday morning?
Oh, man, I look at that and I just think to myself, what was he thinking? And I actually put it up on Twitter. We got some pretty good responses. I think the purpose of it was to finally say enough is enough with these two guys. Something must have pushed him over the breaking point that he went public with it and just like, I'm not going to deal with this anymore. You guys want to act like children and not resolve this? Forget about it. So I think that's one point. And I think the other point, too, is maybe he's like, getting the fans prepared for a deal. And you've touched on it, Rick Donnie. I know you guys have talked about it on your show with Ray and Button and all these guys. Here's the thing. Right now, you might get 60 or 70 cents on the dollar. Maybe if you wait during the offseason, you get 80 or 90. And I think that's what the Canucks will do because clearly this team needs to retool, not rebuild with Quinn Hughes in the fold. If they decide to rebuild, you might as well kiss Quinn Hughes goodbye. And, I'll say one thing. I was just doing a little research, and for whatever reason, I went down one of those YouTube holes. And there was a video of O.J. Brigance. Donnie, you'll remember him, of course. Lions linebacker, won a Super Bowl with the Ravens. He got afflicted with ALS like 14 years ago, and it's just an amazing story. He continues to persevere and be an inspiration. And they brought him out to the team on his birthday. And he made there's a speech that he made, and if you can look it up, it's just awesome. And he talks about, you guys walk into this facility every day and you do something and you kind of ignore these two words. He says, access granted. And then he just went on. He says, access granted to being a player in the NFL. Access granted to financial stability for your family. Access granted to being part of the Ravens family. And it just, it resonated with me. And I think it really resonated. Like he was the message that was getting out. And Donnie, I know you've talked about this. You're in the NHL. Yeah. Figure it out. You know what I mean? You're playing in the best league in the world. You're paying millions of dollars. How can you not figure this out and let it corrupt you to the point where it's a detriment to the team and your president of hockey ops has to go out and talk to the media about it?
Hey, Bob, we forgot about this. So much Canuck news, and all week long it's been chaos. But the BC Lions cut receiver Alex Hollins yesterday. What do you make of that, and why?
It didn't surprise me. I think Hollins started off great last year, and then there were a lot of drops. And the amount of money that he was being paid, they couldn't afford to have him come back at that number. Clearly, he didn't want to renegotiate it, so he'll test the open market. Now, in talking to Alexander, in his fairness, he said his knee was really troubling him in the second half of the season. In fact, he got both knees scoped. So maybe that kind of contributed to it, but his production dropped off, and I just don't think they could afford to pay him in terms of the production that they saw. And also, it frees up some resources to maybe go after other receivers.
Yeah. Okay, before we let you go, quickly here, Moj. Al in Chilliwack, Delaney's OK Tire and Langley inbox. Who makes better jambalaya? Moj or any chef in New Orleans? Wow. Go.
I'll tell you, one of the very first Super Bowls I went to, you remember Chef Paul K. Prudhomme?
Yeah.
He was kind of like Emerald before Emerald.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting. I've been told to go to his restaurant. It's no longer open. It was called Chef Paul K. Prudhomme's Kitchen. And I'm kind of looking, and we're waiting in line, and everybody that's walking out of this place, it was like a Monday night, everybody that's walking out of this place is going, oh, it's worth the wait. Oh, the food's phenomenal. They're just raving about it. So I look, and there's like a table right by the window, and asked the doorman, I said, hey, can I just grab that table for two there? He goes, I'm sorry, it's reserved. He goes, I can put you at the bar right now. And I said, sure. So I go to the bar, and guess who I sit beside? Paul K. Prudhomme and his CEO of the company. I think her name was, remember her last name was McBride. I can't remember her first name. And we're sitting there talking, and I go, Chef, I got to let you know. I make some pretty good damn jambalaya. And
oh, my God.
I'm telling him this, right? So he looks at me, he kind of smiles, and out comes the jambalaya, which was phenomenal. It was better than my jambalaya. And I look over, and I go, Chef, I got to tell you, your jambalaya, I give you props. It's better than mine. He looked at me, he goes, well, I sure as hell hope so. Otherwise, I'd be in deep, you know what? And then he just started laughing. So, yeah, Chef Paul K. at Prudhomme's Kitchen was phenomenal. And Emerald's it's an experience, too. So it's not eating, it's an experience. So it's a lot of fun.
Come on, Moach, tell the truth. He gave you a free meal. He bucked up for you after that compliment. No.
No, man, you gotta realize this is the end. This is the Super Bowl, man. I'm like a D-list celebrity or E-list celebrity at these things.
Yeah.
It's like, these are like, you don't get, I mean, if they were going to give a free meal to me, the whole restaurant be eating for free.
Yeah, you're A-list around here, and we'll talk to you 2 or 3 times next week from New Orleans.
Hey, Dollywall, love the shirt. What's the hydro bill on it?
Whoa. I can't.
Have another shot, people. He did it again.
All right. Next week, Moach.
Get out of here.
All right, guys, take care.
You bet.
Get out of here.